You didn't end up here by accident. This video isn't just another one in your timeline. It's a portal, and only those who are ready can walk through it. Listen carefully. From the moment you start playing, something invisible is already moving in your energy field. Do you feel it? It's subtle but undeniable. That feeling that something is finally about to show you what you couldn't see before. I am not here to entertain you. This is not a boring motivational video or another content that you will watch and forget by tomorrow. This is the right time, and I will tell you why. There are invisible forces that drain your energy every day. This is not an exaggeration. You know it because you feel it. That exhaustion that never goes away. That irritation that comes out of nowhere. That emptiness that no pleasure can fill. While you run around trying to fix life on the outside, something inside you keeps emptying like an open faucet that no one ever taught you to turn off. But now, here, you will discover what no one has ever explained to you. The real key to sealing your energy field and preventing anything or anyone from stealing your strength again. Not tomorrow, not any day, today. And don't think that this is just theory. I will provide you with real practices, deep insights, and forgotten codes that the ancient alchemists already knew, and that, without realizing it, you already carry within you. So before your attention wanders, take a deep breath and decide now. Are you going to follow through? Because whoever stays with me in this video will walk through a door that will change everything. You will discover where you are losing energy, how to reclaim your power, and most importantly, how to keep your vibration unshakable even when the world tries to knock you down. The energy you don't transform within you will become destiny. Now give me a like. It's not a trivial gesture, it's an energetic seal. That thumbs up will tell me that you are ready to receive, that you recognize this meeting as necessary. I will read it as a "Yes, I'm here," written in the language of synchronicities. And from that moment, I will know that every word that follows will arrive where it needs to arrive. Trust me, that like is not for me, it's for you. It's the first step to tell the world that your energy is sacred, and from today, no one touches it. Have you ever noticed how sometimes a small phrase, a sideways glance, a cutting word can completely drain your energy? It is not an exaggeration to say that these small emotional cracks are actually the exact points where you lose your life force. But here is the detail that almost no one talks about. The problem is not feeling anger, sadness, insecurity. The problem is reacting automatically without realizing it. Because it is in that unconscious reaction that you waste energy, weaken your vibrational field, and keep alive a cycle that you could have broken. Carl Jung, the giant of depth psychology, was not just a student of the human mind. He was, in fact, an alchemist. Yes, an alchemist in the truest sense of the word. Jung spent much of his life studying ancient symbols, hermetic texts, medieval alchemy. He did not see alchemy as just a primitive attempt to transform metals into gold. He saw it as the great symbolic map of inner transformation. For Jung, real gold was never material. Real gold was always awakened consciousness, the refinement of the soul. Now connect the dots. When Jung spoke of the shadow, he was not just referring to repressed aspects, but to the raw matter of the soul that must be recognized, integrated, transformed. This is pure alchemy. The lead of unconscious emotions must be seen, welcomed, and then transmuted. And here is the connection to what we are talking about. Every intense emotion that emerges, every outburst of anger, every sinking into pain or insecurity is not just a fleeting moment. It is raw material. It is alchemical material. But instead of using it for transformation, what do? We react. We waste energy. We feed patterns. We allow those moments to become open cracks through which our power escapes. Imagine being an alchemist carrying a precious vial of life essence. Every time you react without awareness, you allow that vial to spill over the edges, wasting what you could have used to create something greater within yourself. And don't think we're just talking about major traumas. The most significant energy losses happen in everyday life, in that stupid argument, that repetitive thought, that accumulated resentment. Jung said that What you don't bring into consciousness rules you as destiny. And this ties directly into the energy field. What you don't see rules you. What you don't transform drains you. Alchemy is not an old esoteric story. It is a living practice. And when you start looking at your emotions not as enemies, but as clues, you change the game completely. You start seeing traces that were invisible before. You realize that it is not the world that is draining you. It is your automatic reactions. It is the emotional loops that you repeat without realizing it. And this is where the real transmutation begins. Transforming reaction into awareness, raw emotion into learning, raw pain into inner gold. The Forgotten Alchemist, Childhood as an Energy Laboratory. And this is where we go even deeper, because to understand where these automatic reactions that drain your energy come from, we have to go back in time. Not only along the line of your conscious memory, but into the energy field that you have shaped since birth. Imagine this. When you were a child, your energy was pure, open, fluid, like a newly awakened field, ready to absorb the world around you. You had no defenses. You had no filters. Everything that came from the outside was received directly into your internal laboratory. But this lab wasn't just made of light. It also began to accumulate vibrational heavy metals. Every harsh word you heard, every gesture of rejection, every comparison made between you and another child, every moment you wanted to cry and were told to be quiet, all of it recorded energetic imprints. The little alchemist you were didn't know it, but you were already stirring those experiences in the inner crucible of your soul, transforming them into condensed emotional matter. In the symbolic language of alchemy, the process always begins with lead, and that is no accident. Lead represents that which is dense, heavy, unprocessed. The true alchemist does not ignore lead or try to escape from it. He observes it, acknowledges it, accepts it as a starting point. Because to create inner gold, you must first know exactly what weight you are carrying, and it is in childhood that most of this weight begins to accumulate. Look, when you were little, you did not have the awareness to filter what was yours and what belonged to others. You absorbed everything like a vibrational sponge. If someone projected anger on you, you did not think that anger was theirs. You absorbed it as if it were your own. If someone called you difficult, problematic, weak, you did not question it. You swallowed those words as if they were truths engraved in your very being. And this is where the bridge between psychology and alchemy becomes brilliant. Carl Jung knew that the child's unconscious was a living, breathing field where archetypes began to take shape. He spent years studying how alchemical symbols reflected psychological processes. But what few realize is that he was showing us that we have all been little alchemists all along, without even knowing it. We are constantly absorbing, mixing, condensing impressions that then become blocks of emotional memory. These blocks don't go away. They remain. And every time you react to a seemingly simple situation with an outsized emotion, as an adult, it's not you, here and now, who is reacting. It's that little forgotten alchemist. It's the echo of old experiences that were never acknowledged. It's the lead that was never seen as raw material for transformation. It's not enough to want emotional control. It's not enough to rationally decide that you're not going to react anymore. Because until that childhood field is revisited, until the vibrational imprints of childhood are brought into the light of awareness, you will continue to carry around a hidden laboratory full of unprocessed concoctions ready to explode at any moment. And when you begin to see where the accumulated emotional lead is, the next inevitable step arises, noticing how it is reflected in the world around you. Because there is no real separation between what you feel and what you experience. This is the secret that the ancient alchemists, as well as the Hermetic masters, knew long before modern psychology attempted to explain it. Reality is a mirror, And not just any mirror. It reflects not just your appearance, but your vibration. Think for a moment. Have you ever wondered why certain patterns repeat themselves? Why do certain people always appear to treat you the same way? Why do familiar situations present themselves in different contexts? Why do challenges always seem to taste the same even when everything around you has changed? This is not bad luck or coincidence. It is the vibrational field at work. The energy you silently emit without realizing it does not just stay inside you. It shapes the environment. It tells the universe how to interact with you. This is why you can say 1,000 times that you want love. But if you carry within you a vibration of rejection, fear of abandonment, or unworthiness, what you will attract is exactly that vibration disguised in different forms. This is why you can say that you want peace. But if you hold on to resentment, pain, and judgment, your outer life will continue to reflect chaos, conflict, and noise. The mirror does not respond to what you desire. It responds to what you vibrate. This is one of the most powerful laws of Hermeticism. As within, so without. As above, so below. Everything you perceive in the outer world is showing you what is happening in your inner world. And this awareness changes absolutely everything. Because when you understand it, you step out of the role of victim of circumstances. You begin to decipher the vibrational language that stitches your reality. You realize that the universe is always speaking to you, not with words, but with reflections. Every person who irritates you points to something inside you that still vibrates at the same frequency as that irritation. Every situation that frustrates you shows you an energetic leak that has not yet been sealed. Every persistent difficulty screams at you that there is still something in you that supports that pattern. This is not a punishment. This is not injustice. This is pure alchemy, a living laboratory where everything works together to finally show you what needs to be transmuted. But be careful. It is not enough to know that reality reflects. That knowledge can become just another beautiful concept, another phrase that you repeat without transformation. The real work begins when you look at yourself in the mirror of life without trying to break it, without trying to change the external image, but taking full responsibility for the vibration you are emitting at this moment. And that takes courage, because seeing yourself without masks is one of the greatest challenges of spiritual awakening. When you look into the vibrational mirror and see the reflection, you are not just observing external situations. You are seeing the character you have built to survive, that "this is how I am" that you carry with you. What you often defend with all your might is not you. It is an armor, an emotional configuration assembled over the years to fit in, to please, to avoid rejection, to gain approval. And that armor is heavy. It costs energy. Spiritual alchemy teaches us that the lead is not only in traumas, but in the identities we build on them. Every time you tell yourself, "I'm too strong to ask for help," "I'm the one who always has everything in order," "I'm the one who doesn't complain," "I'm the one who has to prove myself," you're adding another brick to that invisible prison. You become hostage to a role, an unconscious script that drains your life force. And the worst part? The more you play that character, the more it drains you, because it doesn't come from your essence. It comes from your lack. True power, alchemy taught, lies not in wearing the mask, but in dissolving it. The alchemist's job is not to pretend that lead has turned to gold overnight, but to have the courage to recognize lead for what it is: useless weight. This means that before any great transformation, you must look inside yourself and ask with brutal honesty, "Who am I without this persona? Who am I when I'm not trying to please, control, prove, hold it all together?" This is uncomfortable. The mind will resist because it associates these masks with security. But here's a little practical exercise that already starts to create space. Choose a moment in your day when you notice yourself automatically slipping into the role. For example, when someone asks you something and you want to say no, but you say yes so as not to displease them. When this happens, stop. Take a deep breath. place a hand on your chest. Feel your body and mentally say, I am safe speaking my truth. This doesn't mean you will explode or cut all ties. It just means that you recognize that you have a choice, that you no longer have to operate on autopilot. These small gestures are like cracks that begin to crack the thick wall of the constructed identity. And that's when the energy begins to return to you. And know this is just the beginning, because in the next sections, we will go even deeper to show you how to identify the physical and emotional symptoms that reveal that your energy field is collapsing. And we will also give you concrete practices so that nothing and no one can steal your energy again. Are you ready? Because now is the time to see what your body has been trying to tell you for a long time, even when your mind continues to ignore it. Your body's signals, how your energy field talks to you. We've reached a crucial point. Your body doesn't lie. It's like a faithful messenger of your energy field. When you start to peel away the masks you've been wearing for years, your body responds immediately, not with words, but with subtle and often uncomfortable signals. These signals are like a living map that indicates where your energy is leaking without you realizing it. Maybe you felt it before, a constant tiredness with no apparent cause. You sleep well, but wake up exhausted. You drink coffee, but the energy doesn't come back. Or you feel a persistent lump in your throat, a tension in your shoulders that won't go away, a tightness in your chest that seems to emerge from nowhere. These symptoms are your body telling you that it is spending too much energy trying to maintain old patterns, identities you no longer question, roles that no longer make sense, but which still drain your life force. In spiritual alchemy, ignoring the body signals is like ignoring a dangerous boil in the laboratory. Imagine a cauldron that continues to heat up more and more without you stirring the contents or adjusting the heat. The result? It boils over, explodes, forcing you to deal with chaos you could have avoided. So it is with energy. If you don't listen, it will demand attention sooner or later, in the form of emotional breakdowns, anxiety attacks, outbursts of anger, or even physical illness. So, what can you do in your daily life to break this cycle? First, understand that your body is an ally. Don't fight it. When you feel these signs, unexplainable tiredness, constant irritation, a sense of emptiness, painful patterns that repeat, instead of judging yourself, stop, breathe, and do it mindfully. That means not just breathing on autopilot, but feeling the air coming in through your nose, down your throat, filling your chest, and then slowly, gently letting it out. A simple practice you can do every day is called an energy check-in. 3 times a day, stop for 2 minutes, close your eyes, and mentally scan your body from your feet to your head. Ask yourself, where is it tense? Where does it hurt? Where does it feel heavy? Once you've located those spots, direct your breath right there. Imagine that as you inhale, you're sending light and space to that area. And as you exhale, you're releasing the tension that's built up. It may seem symbolic, but energetically it makes a difference. You start releasing small blocks before they become mountains. Another essential point is to learn to interrupt draining thoughts. You know them. When you relive an old fight, mentally prepare an argument that hasn't even happened, or get lost worrying about things that haven't happened yet. Each of those scenes consumes energy. When you realize you're trapped in that loop, break it by saying to yourself, this doesn't need my energy right now. Bring your attention back to what is real, to the present moment, to what is really in front of you. And the benefits are countless. Over time, you will notice that tiredness decreases. You feel more centered, less vulnerable to external emotional swings. Your relationships improve because you react less and choose more. Your creativity increases because the energy that was previously drained by internal chaos is now available to create, build, manifest. Silent fire, the alchemical secret of non-reaction. Picking up right where we left off, you now know that your body is giving you signals, silent messages that indicate where your energy is being drained. But noticing is not enough. This is where the real alchemical change begins. The art of non-reaction. This is one of the oldest and most powerful secrets, but also one of the least practiced. And why? Because non-reaction does not mean being apathetic, passive, or pretending that nothing touches you. It means cultivating an inner fire, a fire that burns constantly, not with uncontrolled explosions. Imagine the alchemist in the laboratory. He does not throw more fire to speed up the transformation. He does not pour liquids in bulk, hoping for miracles. He observes. He regulates. He understands that it is the constant, stable, and alert fire that transforms lead into gold. So it is with your energy. Every time you notice a trigger, a provocation, a criticism, a comment that would normally make you explode or retreat, and you choose not to react automatically, you are activating that silent fire. You are closing one of the biggest energy leakage doors in your life. In practice, how do you do this on a daily basis? First, when you feel the emotional wave coming, stop. Don't respond right away. Take a deep breath and mentally say, I can feel this without needing to act now. This doesn't mean repressing the emotion, but slowing down the automatic response. The alchemist does not deny lead. He approaches it with a calm eye, knowing that within is the raw material for transformation. Apply it to the next family argument, the next challenge at work, the next irritation that emerges out of nowhere. By not reacting, you take back your energy because you are no longer handing over your power to the external situation. The benefits of this practice are immense. You gain presence, clarity, self-mastery. Your energy is no longer wasted in empty struggles, useless defenses, dramas that only reinforce old patterns. Little by little, you become less influenced by external chaos and more rooted in your inner center. And here we come to another forgotten secret. Even if you master non-reaction, you still need the foundation, the root. And this is what many modern spiritualists ignore. True alchemy does not happen in the mind alone. Without connection to the earth, without alignment with nature, no transformation can endure. Since ancient times, spiritual traditions have known this. Shamans, druids, Egyptian sages, Renaissance alchemists, they all worked in direct connection with the natural elements. The ground you walk on is not just a physical floor, it is a vibrational field. Your body is not separate from this field. It is meant to vibrate together, to recharge through contact with the earth, through the sun on your skin, through the fresh air entering your lungs. In daily life, how to apply it? Simple but profound. Walk barefoot when you can. Place your feet on the grass, on the earth, on the sand. Let them touch the living energy of the planet. Sit in the sun for a few minutes, feeling the light as energetic nourishment, not just heat. Breathe deeply outdoors, filling your body with fresh air as if every cell were drinking vitality. And if you live in the city without easy access to nature, bring plants into the house. Touch the earth when you take care of it. Leave the window open to let the light in. Stop for a moment to look at the sky. These small gestures realign your frequency and strengthen the root that supports all true alchemy. As this connection strengthens, you notice something wonderful. No matter how trained the mind is, without a body and without a ground, energy does not flow. Alchemy happens not only in the internal laboratory, but also in the living laboratory, that is the planet under your feet. And now that we are aligned with body and root, we are ready for the next phase, mental reconfiguration, the process that closes the loops of escape and opens the portals of creative energy. Alchemical reprogramming, shaping the field through word and thought. We have reached the point where everything begins to take conscious shape. So far, we have talked about the body, the root, non-reaction. But now we enter the realm that few truly master, the alchemical reprogramming of the mind. Here we are not talking about the usual empty positive thought, the one you repeat without believing it, like throwing sentences to the wind hoping that the universe will listen to you. No. In true alchemy, the word is creative because it carries a specific vibration, an energetic code that does not depend only on beautiful words, but on a deep alignment between what you think, feel, and vibrate. Every repetitive thought you feed into your mind is like a furrow dug into your energy field, which becomes deeper and deeper. The problem is that often those furrows were formed by phrases that are not even yours, phrases that you have inherited without realizing it. I can't do it. I will never change. I don't deserve it. These words vibrate in you even when you try to superimpose positive phrases on them. And that's why positive thinking alone doesn't work. True reprogramming begins when you choose living, conscious phrases that don't deny the pain but transmute it. In practice, how do you do it every day? Start by observing your automatic thoughts. Take a notebook. Write down the phrases that come up when you are tired, frustrated, scared. You will be surprised how often they repeat themselves. Then don't just try to erase them. That would be like trying to destroy lead by force. Instead, apply alchemical fire. Introduce a new vibration. When you think, I am not enough, immediately add, I am learning to honor my value. When the thought, this will never change, comes up, state, every day I am moving forward, even if slowly. These phrases must be felt, not just spoken. There must be presence, connection, truth. The benefits begin to show when, as the days go by, your vibrational field begins to respond. You will feel less vulnerable to external triggers, less reactive, more centered. Little signs will appear, lighter conversations, unexpected encounters, a sense of inner alignment. This is not coincidence. It is the mental alchemy that begins to reshape the reality around you because your field no longer supports the same old frequencies. But now we come to the climax, because it is useless to reshape thoughts, cultivate silence, walk barefoot on the earth if you do not see the full game. There is a secret that few recognize, and this is where true alchemists stand out. Nothing, absolutely nothing in the external world has power over you without your unconscious consent. Imagine this. Every time you feel that someone has stolen your energy, that a situation has drained you, that an environment has crushed you, in truth, it is you who has left the door open. It is hard to accept because it forces us to abandon the role of victim. But this is where true energetic sovereignty begins. The guardian of the game is not someone else, it is you. What keeps your field open is not external attacks, but your lack of internal alignment, your disconnection between word, emotion, and vibration. The alchemist knows that when he is whole, present, coherent, nothing can penetrate. He does not need to erect defenses, hide behind masks, escape from situations. He simply vibrates at a frequency incompatible with anything that tries to drain him. Lead turns to gold not because it fought lead, but because it transformed its essence. And that essence, now aligned, expands energy instead of losing it. And here we come to a magical point. This is not the end, but a portal, because now you choose whether to stop here, satisfied with this discovery, or to cross over to the true initiation. Because the alchemical path does not end in theory, nor in the first awakening. It deepens with every daily choice, every practice, every time you decide to honor your energy as something sacred. And believe me, when you cross that portal, the reality around you begins to bend before your new vibrational field. The next step is already waiting for you. If you've come this far, it means that something inside you has already understood that this video is not like the others. And if these words have ignited something inside you, don't let it go out. Click that like. Leave a comment with just one word that represents you now. Write it in capital letters. It will be your vibrational seal. And subscribe if you want to keep this pact between us. Because YouTube is an algorithm, but we are different matter, atoms that recognize each other. I wait for you here every time to remind you who you really are. And when you comment, I will look for your word among 1,000 because it will be a beacon. Thank you for crossing my path today. May you walk lighter with the certainty that every step you take writes a brighter destiny. See you soon.